Okay, I'm going to try something a little bit different here for a video. I'm going to kind of explain how I snowblow and why I snowblow that way. Kind of really don't explain it, just kind of do it. So figured I'll explain it once. Normally you just see it real time. This is me making sure the camera's recording. That's always fun. Yeah, so this is about 2 or 3 inches of snow. I think it was only 2 inches. And we'll get to her here. So I get a lot of crap once, every now and then I'll see it in my comments. You don't let that tractor warm up very much in winter. Well, it's inside of a heated garage, so that is why. As you can see, I just took the shovel and swiped 2 passes down to get the snow away from the garage doors a little bit better. I'm gonna fire up here and make mine pass down. Now I am blowing into the wind. That's why I'm trying to keep my chute down low and not up in the air so much it doesn't blow back on me so much. But if I can keep it down low, I am blowing into the wind. I like to try to move all my snow, in this case to my west, just because to my east here, this retaining wall and then my neighbor's house, there isn't a lot of room between them 2 buildings, and any snow I put there only has one way to go. It has to go to the north, which is the way I'm backing up right now, into the backyards and run through everybody's backyard, and I really don't like doing that, so I prefer to keep it on the front lawns. So as you see, I just backed all the way into the garage. I'm making my second pass down here. The reason I make these passes on the side here first is to give me somewhere to turn around to do the front along the front of the garage, just because this house is L-shaped, and then my neighbor's house sits further forward than ours, so it kind of creates like this zone block area where there's no decent way to throw snow really. So you can see I missed a little spot. And we'll back up into the garage and not take out the garage door. So right there I shut my garage door. I should have actually made another pass, because you'll see here later on I get pretty tight. Normally I would have made 4 passes. Just felt like making 3 passes for some reason this day, and it made it more fun. So I'm going to go all the way out to the road now. Pick up and spin around. And now I take this whole end of the driveway, this 12, 13 feet, and throw it up into the yard. The reason I do that is to keep the snowbanks down at the end of the driveway. You'll typically see that around here. Time we get 40 to 50 inches of snow a year. Time March, April comes when the snow starts melting. Sorry about that. The snowbanks are so high at the end of the driveways that these people can't see out of their driveways, which is always comical to me. And it's just like, if you would take 5 minutes and do it a little bit smarter, you could keep that down. I kind of went up a little further than I normally do this time. I'm building up this corner here where the sidewalk is, right where that sign is, pretty good. I'm just trying to keep that a little further down, so I'm throwing a little further in the driveway than I normally would to try to get it beyond that spot that's getting pretty tall. If at all possible, I like to keep the snow like under 2 feet, so that way it's not blocking anybody's view, even if you're in a car. So we'll just zip through this real quick, throw it up in the driveway. Now if you notice too that the snowplow has not come through yet. So every time I back out, I'm watching for snowplows, cars, soccer moms that aren't paying attention. And yeah, just trying to keep an eye on traffic. This is a relatively mainly traveled street, so it always makes it fun to not get hit by cars. Yeah. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to clear a path up to the curbing. So as you can see, here's driveway the city hasn't been through yet with their plows. Make sure no one's coming behind me. So the reason I'm doing this, and I kind of purposely always do this, is I'll clear a spot coming up to the driveway and past the driveway. What that does is when the grader comes through and does the street, he runs his wing out to everybody else's snowbank. But seeing I'm tied up against the curb, it allows what he's plowing to fall off before it gets to our driveway, and it actually puts a lot less in the end of the driveway. So I'll just make my path here. And also with this not being plowed yet, when he comes through and plows, it puts a lot less in. So I'll make like 3 or 4 passes here. Normally I wouldn't go out this far, but seeing he didn't come through yet, I figured I'd clear myself a little bit better path. So this is also like 5 o'clock at night. Perfect video timing. It's like golden hour, so you get that nice even lighting, and it actually looks really nice tonight. So here I'm almost tied up against the curb, just kind of throwing it up on top of that snow pile. As you can see here, this is 2 feet tall already, and this is while just blowing it back. If you look at, I clear out that little chunk there, and if you just even look across the street and just down the street, you can see the snowbanks, snow piles at the end of the driveways are starting to get pretty tall already. And make my last path here, throwing it back up. They go do the same thing here down the other side, but if you watch this snowblower, like I talked about in some of my problems with the snowblower video, this is putting that bolt in there, tightening that up the way I did, solved a lot of the sloppiness in this, but it's still not the greatest. Yeah. As you can see here, my neighbor did his driveway but left the end yet, figuring the snowplow would come through, but it didn't. I'll put at the end of this video, I'll put me coming back out and cleaning the end of the driveways. So I could have had to shoot up a little bit higher and throw this a little bit further back towards the sidewalk, but it is what it is. And this is also one of them beautiful like 10-degree days outside. It was like literally below 10. It was single-digit temperatures. So now what I'm going to do is sneak back up in the driveway. And I got distracted, so I would have normally been tighter up against this wall, but I got distracted by a car coming up the street. So I had to back up and get tighter against this wall. Wouldn't recommend dropping the tractor off of that. That's about 4 feet there at the end, down to the grass. Would not be fun, so I'm actually backing right tight up to that edge, which is why I said I should have made another pass down. And now I'm throwing this snow down on an angle past the edge of the house. And where you just saw me turn away there's a pond buried in there, so you don't want to hit the pond. I gotta say, as much snow blowing as I did and much hitting ice chunks and banging into the giant snowbanks, I have yet to break a shear pin on this snowblower. Knock on wood. But just kind of stoop out here, sweep right past the front of the house. I try to keep that grass. I'm actually going onto the grass right there. I'm trying to keep that. I try to keep that pretty well cleared out, because the snow likes to wrap around the house and wrap off that corner of the roof there and make a nice giant pile. So I'll make about 4 or 5 passes down like this. And you can actually see the when I back up here, if you look at the corner of the house, there's a nice giant snow drift on the roof. that likes to come off and build up in that corner. So it takes a little bit longer, but you can put the snow wherever you want it. People say, oh, well, I can't use a snowblower because I don't got a lot of room to put the snow or this and that. Well, if you're willing to fight the wind a little bit and take a little bit extra time, you can put the snow wherever you want it. So now I'm just going to make my passes down the driveway. Once again, I'm keeping my chute low, try to keep that wind down, and I'm actually going to go past where I stop blowing and stop on the sidewalk. So this John Deere snowblower, whenever you pick up, it tends to leave a little pile behind. So this is just the easiest way I can figure out to do it, to get rid of that pile, so it's easier to remove that little spot without going out and shovel it. So what I'll do is I'll stop and put them all in a row. So in this case, I'm using the sidewalk. Sometimes I go all the way out to the road and stack them on the road, and then come back at the end and clean them out. So I'm not really throwing far here. See, I missed a little strip again. Our little roll off the edge of the snowblower. Doesn't really take long to do this driveway, so I think this video is 20-some minutes to do this driveway and the sidewalks, which is pretty decent. Beats being out there with a walk behind snowblower, or better yet, shoveling. And as you can see, you can be pretty fast about it. Make a swipe down, back up, and go again. It doesn't take long at all. So, and if you also watch my hand too, so where my yellow glove is down there, my hand's on the joystick now. Every now and then you'll see my hand go down further. That is when I'm actually adjusting the chute up higher. So if you ever watch that in a video, you'll see my hand go up and down from where it is there to back a little bit further and down. There's a switch down there to adjust my chute. I just kind of figured I'd make this kind of explaining why I do it this way and how I do it, because, well, don't know. And it may seem weird the way I do this, but there's a method behind my madness. And I was looking at my analytics the other day, and I seen a couple of people from Florida and Texas and Georgia and Alabama and even Arizona watching snow removal videos, so figured to them maybe it'll make a little bit more sense now. I mean, people in Arizona watching snow removal videos, I don't quite get that one. I don't go watch people on beaches or people in deserts hiking, or, well, sandrails, I guess. I'll watch a sandrail or some Baja truck racing, but not a big thing. Like, I can't see the Arizona people watching snow removal videos, but they do apparently. I mean, I like it up here in Wisconsin. It's snow removal to me is one of the funnest things you can do, just because it's fun, it's fast, it's quick, it's fast paced, it's battling Mother Nature, as you can see the wind drifting back. I did a little bit of commercial snow removal too when I was in high school, and that was even more fun, and I always got to laugh. What we do that too is, when I do commercial snow removal, could be the biggest blizzard you had, 24 inches of snow, and here comes some lady as you're snow plowing, jogging outside in a white jumpsuit. I'm just like, face palm. Like, also I turn around and start backing up, and she scared the crap out of me running. I'm like, oh, probably the wrong color to wear today. Luckily she was like 15-20 feet away from me, but still, that could have went much worse. So as you see there, I made a rough pass first and left about a 3-inch gap, and then went back and cleaned up that little 3-inch gap to get tight up against my snowbank. Just the easiest way to do it, I guess. So I'm going to circle around here, and our mail lady likes to walk across the front lawn, so I try to keep this section here at least tamed down a little bit so she can get through and walk through pretty easy. You can see her footsteps, so I just try to keep this section down a little bit. So I'll make 2 or 3 passes in here just to give her a clean spot to walk here at the end. That is a beautiful night though. Beautiful sunset. Yeah. This should have been the night I had 2 cameras on. I had the second camera there and I was saving the battery for the second one, but then I forgot to turn it on. So we got that little spot cleared. Now I'm going to do this little sliver of sidewalk here. And we'll get lined up and make a pass down. And while I go down this one, I like to try to clean it up if I can. So I'll spin around here. And he just shoveled it off to the side. Now you'll see in my video here at the end, I come back and clean it up for him. When I came back out, as you can, I noticed just editing this now, I didn't notice when I came back out, but he's got trails going through, so he must have not been home. So now here's where that little piles. What I'm going to do is I'm going to come through, I'm going to swing my chute straight in front of me and push through them couple piles, throw them straight in front of me. And that takes care of them little piles. So now I'm going to get lined up with my sidewalk. And my goal this year is not to take out any snow stakes, so you'll see me kind of lean over here to my right hand side and glance over to make sure I'm not gonna clip that snow pole even in the snow. Well, this is just a rough pass through. Go through and clean it up, and like I said, this tractor leaves these little piles at the end, and you'll see how I take care of that here at the second. So I'm back up, not hit my pole like I tried to do. And we'll make another pass at her. So this is a 47-inch snowblower, and I think the sidewalks are probably like 50, 52. Because if I would make just a single pass down, I got like a 4-inch gap left over. So, like I said, you see me leaning over here to make sure I don't nail my snow stakes this time. Also make sure I don't clip that corner post. So I'm going to go through past it, pull back, drag that little pile back onto our property. And I think I make one more pass at this just to try to clean it up a little bit better. Do I not? Nope. Nope, that was it. So this is one of the other things I like to do is keep about a 10-foot section clear on each side of the driveway. It just gives a spot to put the garbage cans. It keeps that snowbank back, and it keeps it lower so you can at least see out of the end of the driveway. A little bit safer for anybody coming or leaving. And if it wouldn't have been for the wind, I should have had my chute up a little bit higher, because I end up with a little pretty good pile here at the end, and it's a little bit higher than I would like it to be, but this next pass here I make, I'm gonna maybe pause here and I'll put the audio into that, because this is quite interesting, so I push it right to the limit. So whenever I get the comments about the X700 people, I always gotta laugh because show me a video you do now your X700, X500 garden tractor. Ain't gonna happen. Yeah. So, same thing here. This is the side that the plow would be coming up. So by keeping this clear, it allows any snow he's carrying in that wing blade or pushing out, gives it a place to go so it can actually roll over on the grass here before it actually gets to the driveway. And just makes it a little bit easier if it doesn't snow very much to just go out and hit that little section with a shovel. But we're just about done here. And we're at, what are we at, 21 minutes here. And we just about covered this whole driveway. So driveway, sidewalks, a couple little extra things all done in 22 minutes, we'll call it. But there you go. That's me explaining it. Hopefully you liked it. If you liked it, click the thumbs up button. If you didn't like it, click the thumbs down button. And I'll add in the video here at the end without me talking of going back out and cleaning up the end of the driveways here after the snowplow comes through. I could have just went out and shoveled our end of our driveway, but I figured I'd knock out the neighbors for them right away too, and so I decided to take the tractor out. But I'll let you guys go, and yeah, like, comment, rate, subscribe. We're almost at 1,000 subscribers. I'd like to get to there, so if you're not subscribed yet, be sure to click that subscribe button. Thank you. Bye. Yep, before anybody comments. I just did that. Shit happens once in a while. Missed where the curbing was. Thought it was about a foot further back behind me, but apparently I flip-flopped my foots. So, it is what it is.